Hey, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this episode, do me a favor and head over to pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site to make the pageant industry safe, transparent, and fair. Three things that I know it is most of the time, but it's not like that all of the time. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, enter your email address, it's completely free, and let's get you to this episode. Has everyone memorized our intro jingle now?
Yeah.
Is it time for a new intro jingle? It might be.
It might be.
It might be. Okay. Guys, welcome to Pageants and PJ's episode 46. Our special guest for this week is Danielle. Why don't you introduce our special guest and then you can dive straight into the special bond that can share.
Well, tonight we have the myth, the legend that is Claire Beeby. Woo! She is the reigning Miss Cumbria Galaxy. That's right.
That's right.
That's the one. Yeah. I was going to say, have you had your email yet? But you wouldn't have had an email because you was first runner-up, which means you instantly get a slot for next year.
Automatic place for next year. So I've actually been on a Holly, totally patient, and I've been like, Holly, when's the email? But yeah, not long now.
All right, so I've done the intro. Adrian, I'll let you carry on with your job now.
Wait, for me to show the scar. Do you want the scar?
Yes,
no,
please.
We're not gonna. This is not roast Danielle night tonight. I'm not having it. I'm expecting it.
Didn't you get the memo?
It's not happening. It's not happening.
You get the memo?
Okay, well, I'm going to clear things up now before you guys paint me out to be a bad guy. So
that would be a really funny time to mute Danielle and actually tell us the truth.
Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
All right, Danielle, clear the air once and for all. Go for it.
So, as we all know, Claire was my first runner-up this year. My fabulous, amazing first runner-up. And in that moment where we didn't know who was going to win, it was obviously a tense moment. And when the announcement was made, my knees got a little bit weak, shall we say. And I was adamant that I was not going to have the squatting photo. You all know what I'm talking about. So as my knees got weak,
everyone loves a good squat.
I counterbalanced myself, and as Claire so lovingly was coming in to embrace me, I then remembered to put the energy through my legs, and I accidentally headbutted Claire in the chin. It wasn't hard, guys, Claire. There's no scar. There was no blood. And I instantly afterwards felt terrible, and I grabbed Claire's face, and that's why there is a picture of me grabbing Claire's face. It looks like I'm about to kiss her. We're not about to kiss. Like this, because I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And that was my first word said, was, I'm so sorry.
Claire, how much of that is the truth?
None of it. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Do you know what? I've been thinking to myself, either, is it a good thing that I wasn't bitter? Because if she'd have done that, and then I'd have been like, but at the same time, maybe if I had been a bit bitter, I wouldn't have embraced you and I wouldn't have got headbutted in the first place. So, it's maybe my own fault.
But Claire is a wrestling fan. She loves the Bella Twins, and I'm just thinking if you had been bitter and then she headbutted you, you could have gone to town on her.
She would have smacked me down.
You just get a chair. You should just get a chair and start smacking people. All right, just because we can, I actually have an IGTV of Danielle's crowning moment. So I don't know if it has the headbutt in it, but let's have a look and you guys can be the judge for yourself. Let's hope this works.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It all happened so fast. So I'm bending down, like my knees are going, oh, no, bopped. It's okay. And that
Hang
was
on,
the
did I miss
moment.
the headbutting bit? Have you done
Yeah,
the
I think you
headbutting?
did.
Just
the
before
headbutt spin.
we crouched down.
Hang on. Okay, so your head's down now.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
then I dip.
There's Danielle going into a squat.
And
there.
then stop myself from squat, and then boom.
Oh, I thought it was a lot more dramatic than that. It was just a little.
See?
That's so disappointing.
Wasn't at the
All right.
time.
I'm going to Photoshop that so it looks a lot more violent than that because
Oh,
that's Karen
the
sort
big
of personally.
Yeah, bear in mind I just lost as well. So
I know. So
Aw.
I was even worse, going like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry." It's the worst thing. I feel so bad.
Something to
And
be
the
said
thing is-
about bad losers.
The thing is, because I'm so used to like losing, I know how you feel in that moment. And then the last thing you want is to be nutted by the winner as well. So I was like, oh my god, I feel so terrible.
Nutted.
That's the thing. I've
Noted.
never really considered first runner-up as being a loser. I always feel like it's such a huge achievement still.
Well, it's second, right? I mean, first runner-up. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot. You can call it loser, or you can call it
Yeah.
second. I mean, there's a big difference in how you look at it.
It's like whenever you play Monopoly and you pick up the card that says you have won a second prize in a beauty contest, collect 10 points. And I'm like, yay!
And I'm
love
always
that.
the one that doesn't get that card, and I go, yeah, because I got first
Ooh.
to whoever gets that card.
I don't play Monopoly because Monopoly for me always ends badly with someone having a tantrum, upending the board and throwing bits around, accusing people of cheating.
Throwing people.
I've got no wrestling on my mind. Because
No, we're not going there again this week.
No.
going where? Throwing people?
Throwing people.
What did I throw? Did I throw someone last week?
No, you didn't throw anyone last week.
No.
I think it was the discussion we had offline,
Yeah.
which you might later remember.
I am now at the stage where I've interviewed so many people and I've done so many podcasts that I can actually watch them back and be surprised because I have no idea what's coming up. Like I can't remember. Like that was me doing that interview. Like I don't remember being there. So
Well, I can
Okay.
say one word and you'll remember.
No, don't say it.
what if it begins with C and it ends in
No.
hiki? Don't you
No,
dare!
no.
What?
Don't say it.
What's the word?
Velcro.
What?
Velcro.
Velcro.
What?
Oh,
Ow! Oh!
Did you see that? I knocked the glass as she was.
She did. She went, ooh.
And Claire gets her revenge. You haven't chipped the tooth there, have you? That
No,
was
I'm good.
loud.
I'm good.
Someone's got strong
I've got
matches.
strong teeth.
You don't test them out. Chloe, what was the word? I still haven't heard it.
Velcro.
Velcro?
Yeah.
I don't
Was
know.
Adrian
what
in this conversation?
Yeah, we can just, yeah.
We'll remind you later.
Yeah.
I'm so confused right now.
Okay, just
guys,
carry on with the show.
Is this like hashtag private joke? Like,
It must be
Not a
because I
clue.
don't remember what
Is
it
that
was.
private there? He don't even know.
Velcro?
It's just between me and Chloe now.
Yeah. Velcro. Anyway, guys, for you watching at home, if you have any questions for Claire, or any of us, or any comments in general, or you want Danielle to bang her teeth again, let us know.
Oh.
No,
Well-
I can't break these.
You've already won. You don't need your teeth anymore. Claire, do you want to catch us up with what's been happening in your busy life since, I interviewed you last time, which would have been months ago by now.
yeah, April it was.
Jeez.
So,
Seems like a lifetime ago. A
Yeah.
life-
So like Danielle said, we're just waiting on the news of who's got through to the finals of Galaxy UK for next year. So as I placed runner-up, I automatically get a place. And so I've been obviously knowing that, I've been trying to be one step ahead and start prepping for that. Although appearances don't count, I've carried on with my old sash and been doing appearances. I've got my shoot booked in with Charlotte Clemmy and the Glam Squad, which was meant to be end of this month, but obviously because of lockdown it got cancelled, so I'll be booking again next year. And I've been pageant training with the one and only Beth Parr with Queen Bee pageant training. So that's been so exciting because I've never done training before. I didn't think I needed it, but after working with Beth, I did need it.
You did pretty well last year without training.
Yeah, first runner-up without training.
I was exactly the same. I think before Galaxy last year, I was just like, oh, I've been doing this for years, you know, like I know what I'm doing. Like I feel confident in myself. But actually to have another person give me like the cold, hard truth is just invaluable. I trained with Maria and she was fantastic. And she was like, Danny, you're overcompensating. You're doing too much. It looks good, but for a judge, it's too much. You're trying too hard. Just refine it down. And that was my problem. And it took my coach to turn around and say, you're doing too much. Because we always think that we're not doing enough. And that was my problem. So I've had to learn to tone it down.
But Claire, what parts, for those of you who don't know, I think most people know that Beth was the reigning Ms. Galaxy International, right? Oh yeah, I'm not. Am I going crazy? She was the international queen, right?
Ms. Galaxy International.
She was almost the first UK queen I think I interviewed. Might have been ever, apart from Lauren Parkinson, but that was like two or 3 years ago when I was reaching out to everyone. But Claire, what parts have you been working on? Because as Chloe said, like first runner up without coaching, you obviously have done pretty well. So which parts have you been getting coaching on?
Well, pretty much everything. My interview, I'm useless when it comes to interview. That's definitely the area that I really
you can't
be
useless.
On. Oh no, I am, honestly. Like
it must have gone okay.
Look, like I go in and I'm just like blah, 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 and I come out and I don't have a clue what I've said, or and it like, and I was sat with Natalie and Danielle when we were having lunch, when we were having food.
Thank you for that.
We cleared that up.
I love
the pair
that.
of them were just like, oh yeah, well they asked me this and they asked me that, and and I got this out and I managed to get and I was thinking, I don't have a clue what's just happened. Like how can you remember everything you've? So that I really needed help with, and now Beth sat me down and explained how to like approach the interview and how to get my points across. It's like a whole different game now. Like it just makes so much more sense.
And you'll find
training wise, so she's helped you to get your answers across more succinctly rather than the rambling.
And you'll find you'll walk into that interview room with so much confidence now, instead of, for me, last year I was usually I would be really nervous and be really anxious and got no idea what was going to happen, whereas this year I walked into that room and I felt that I was in control because I knew what I wanted to get across. And so you have that internal core confidence walking in there because the things that you want to go tick tick tick, I've got that out, this is who I am, and you can be the best version of yourself because you prepared. And that's something that I never did before. And we've been in this industry for how long? And I'm only just now learning how to deliver a well thought out interview.
Yeah.
So next year you'll walk into that interview room with a complete different aura about you.
See, the thing I worried about was I never wanted to do interview training because I worried that I'd go in and I'd be like a robot.
Too rehearsed.
That's what I was just about to say.
Told. So I've always tried to swerve it a little bit, but the way Beth explained it all to me, I'm like, well, yeah, that really does make sense.
Yeah, you're such a sweet and bubbly person. You don't want to lose that. Go in, be you, but be the best version of you.
I think this is a hypothesis that I've just come up with in my head, so it's probably completely off base. But I think the way that interview training goes, so initially most people are just kind of all over the place and they ramble a bit too much, especially when they're a bit nervous. Under pressure, a lot of people just start rambling. Then you get training and you become a little too robotic. Your answers become too rehearsed and you don't get the chance to show who you really are. But then with even more practice on top of that, I think that's when you really get to the point where you know how to not ramble, but you can still improvise and still be yourself. I think that's the path it goes. So I think you go from absolute rambling to now I sound a bit too robotic to now I actually know what I'm doing. At least that's what the queens that I've interviewed who have done really well in interview, they've just done hours and hours of training. Like even if it's not actual training, it might be public speaking, it might be appearing on podcasts, and you can just tell me, what did they say? Like takes 10,000 hours or something to master a new skill. You can just tell they've sunk a lot of hours into it. So stick with the training, because I think once you get over that little hump, then the person that comes out will have the best of both worlds. That's my hypothesis anyway. Julie Riley, Claire, has said, Claire, you look stunning, sweetheart. Love you. Love you. So proud. And then Elizabeth has tuned in as always. Evening, everyone. So that's Claire. She's been doing training. Have you hit the gym again? Because obviously last year, I still remember you being in crazy shape. So has that begun again?
No. Lockdown, Adrian, lockdown.
How much of a difference has that made to you? Because I got to say, the shape you were in last year, well, this year, was phenomenal.
I know, it's crazy. It doesn't feel like this year, does it?
Not anymore, no. So, Claire, you haven't hit the gym again yet?
No, not yet. I will once things are a little bit more normal, hopefully, and once my place is all confirmed, and then I'll start. But at the minute, I just find it, like, because I'm working at home, I'm finding it a little bit difficult not to keep visiting the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I'm like, send an email, get a snack. Send an email, get a snack.
It's always like the crisps or the chocolate.
Okay. Well, that's Claire caught up. Chloe, what's been going on for you over the last week, apart from crisps and chocolate?
Well, no, I've been good, I promise. Sometimes. Well, I suppose when you are working at home, it is hard to be good all the time. So I've been doing little tasks for Miss Universe Ireland. I've been filming a few videos that I sent a few pictures in. So we have some exciting tasks coming up, which is good fun. And then it's just really working from home and trying to not get that seasonal affective disorder, and just trying to keep busy. And it's hard when you have two dogs that won't go for a walk. Do you know, I have to go for a walk by myself because my dogs won't come out on the lead. They'll play in the garden, but they won't come out a walk. I'm dragging the two of them along. They're the two laziest dogs you'll ever meet, and I'm stuck going on walks by myself. So yeah.
Hang on. You take them for a walk, or they don't walk?
They won't walk. I'll put the lead on them and then I'll drag them along. Paris won't walk at all. She makes me lift her. Ruffles will walk a couple of steps and then he'll make me drag him along. Yeah.
What sort of dogs are they?
She's a Maltese and he's a Lhasa. So he's quite old, in fairness to him, but she is just a little princess. She won't walk.
Aww.
She's a brat. You spoilt her. You need to discipline her. Take her for a run. Get her running.
Oh, but she's got little legs.
I know.
Well, then take her for a walk. You walk and that'll be a jog for her.
No, but she won't do it. She makes me pick her up.
How can she make it? What does she do? Like, if you don't pick her up, what is she going to do? She stands on two legs. If you keep walking, she won't be able to stand on two legs.
And then you're dragging her along the floor. She will not walk.
Literally, because that's what a cat does. If you've ever tried walking a cat on a leash, my cat falls over on his side, and then you drag him along behind you, and he's like a mop. Does she do that?
Footage of it. Like, see with Ruffles, he will, bless him, he does a few steps, but then he gets tired, which is understandable
That's
because
fair.
he's old.
He's old. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least he gives it a shot. But she will not walk at all, and she's getting dragged along the floor, and then I feel guilty and have to pick her up.
Just keep dragging. You'll be fine. She'll get the hint sooner rather than later. Okay. Well, and those two are like running amok whilst you're trying to work from home, are they?
Yeah, bless them. They're so sweet. They're adorable little dogs. But yeah, it's when I want to get out, because I do live in the countryside as well, so it'd be quite lonely. So I just tend to go walks by myself because my dogs won't walk with me.
Oh dear. You might as well have gotten yourself a cat. A cat won't go for a walk, but a cat can keep itself entertained more so than a dog. So anyway, how are you finding working from home?
Yeah, I actually changed my setup today. I got a super long Ethernet cable so that I can work from my room. I felt quite guilty as I was working from the kitchen beforehand. And I felt guilty when my parents were having to come into the kitchen and they were interrupting my calls and stuff. So I set up in my room, and yeah, it's going well there, and I feel less guilty, and yeah, it's been good. Off to a positive start this week.
Well, at least you didn't have someone trying to roll out pasta behind you in the kitchen. I remember one time I was doing an interview, and my dad was practicing for his scuba certification, like the diving, and he was practicing in the pool. So he went downstairs, but you can see like that behind me was open. And he walked downstairs, and you could see him. He was just in his swimmers, but he had the scuba mask on and the snorkel, and he was carrying flippers. And I was in the middle of an interview, and you just see this guy walking along in the background, and I'm just like,
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh,
when I tell you that I've seen everything, I'm not exaggerating. I think I've pretty much seen it all. Nothing's going to surprise me. So as I told Claire, if a child starts screaming, I'll just take it all on my stride and be like, yeah, that's fine. Doesn't even register as an issue anymore for me. So Claire and Chloe, both working from home. Ms. Danielle, Miss 5 a.m.
Yeah, still on
What's
the
been
5 a.m. Still on the 5 a.m. crew. Getting up, trying to be as productive as possible, running every day, trying to motivate my sister queens. Not that many of them need motivating much, but just check in once a week with them every Monday. I'm starting to set them new tasks.
I was going to say, did you set them
like I'm gonna
that.
Did you set them homework? Or?
I'm not calling it homework. They don't have to do it. I just thought it'd be a nice idea to do like a little fun thing each week that I would check in with on a Monday morning. And this week's task, I set the girls, I mean, they don't have to do it, they can just completely ignore me, is to write down a goal for the week. And they don't have to share what the goal is. It's something they can accomplish in that week. And then once they do it, they just need to put a green tick in the group. When they've done it, and once they've done it, to keep that goal, and I said to write it down somewhere you're going to see it often, so you might put a post-it note on your mirror or put it as your backdrop on your phone, or get creative with it, and every time you see that post-it note or thing that you've written down, you give yourself a little pat on the back that you've done it already. So it's kind of cheesy, it's kind of cute. Aww. And I'm going to try and come up with something new every single Monday for us girls to do. But Beth outed me. Like, this is not something that I was planning on sharing with the world. It was just like something that I thought would be cute for us to do in our little WhatsApp group chat. But yeah, Beth outed me on that one. So.
Beth Blissett, not Beth Parr, right? You're talking about Beth Blissett, the teen queen.
Yeah, Teen UK, Teen Galaxy UK.
Yeah. So Danielle,
Chloe, go.
Does your 5 a.m. crew do the cold showers? Yeah.
We don't, but we could incorporate that. We have 6 practices that we do. We do meditation. It can be in a random order, but this is usually the order I do it. Meditation, reading, visualizations, affirmations, journaling, which I'm not very good at. So I plan my day in that 10 minutes, and then the final 10 minutes is exercise. But I tend to do that later on in the morning, just when the sun's come up and like when it's a bit brighter to go for a run. But they're the 6 things that we do. It's ideal that you spend 10 minutes on each. I mean, you could spend 20 minutes on your exercise and just do 5 minutes worth of affirmations and visualizations, because you don't necessarily need a whole 10 minutes to do that. But it's basically those 6 practices every single morning. You can, add in your own things as well. Like I've been adding coffee as my first practice before I do my meditation. So most mornings I add a gratitude list in there as well, just to kind of get that mentality of feeling grateful in the morning. Really helps boost my mood. But we've got a new member.
Amazing.
Honestly, your mornings are just the complete opposite to mine.
You have children though. That's unfair.
But one of our members does have two children also. And we have another member joining us tomorrow. So that's Rachel Heslop, Mum in the North on
but she sounds
Instagram.
like she's so organised, and so like I'm in awe of Rachel. Like the amount she does, and pageant, and works, and has the kids. I'm just like, how do you do it? Like,
I feel this the feedback that I have had from mums that have done this, a lot of mums, I think your evenings when the children have gone to bed, that tends to be like your time, whereas mums that have been doing this, their time has become the morning part before the kids get up, and they can get so much done in that time that they don't have to worry about doing certain things later on in the day. So that's the feedback that I've had from mums that have tried it. And also Rachel is a mum of 2 too. So,
so I've got no excuse.
Come on, Claire. Get to bed early and get up early.
I'm already up early. I'm already up at 6. True. So it's like,
you want to try a cheeky
guys, I think my laptop might be coming down with a virus. It's got all these pop-ups. I don't know if you can hear that pinging noise. No. It's like doo-doo-doo, and like these random advertisements for bananas and stuff keep coming up.
Bananas?
It's not really battery, is it?
No, now there's one for cars.
I think your laptop has corona.
A robot vacuum. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Just close it.
Oh my goodness, Walmart. Okay. Yeah, it's bananas in a pot with boiling water. I don't know why, but the same advertisements keep coming up.
What have you signed up to?
Nothing.
I think it's probably the browser. If you try and keep them closed, or later I can show you how to kill the pop-ups, because you can actually tell, because when the advertisements popped up, your video quality dropped because those advertisements were eating up all your bandwidth. So you were quite clear before, but now you've gone all fuzzy. Claire, I refuse to believe you're disorganized. You can't have done everything you've done so far this year and be completely disorganized. You're exaggerating your feet, right?
I'm horrendous. Like my Galaxy experience, literally, I don't know how I managed to get there and get everything. I was like Danielle. I was putting my appearances together the night before. I forgot my glue. So I had to put my pictures onto my forms with double-sided sticky tape.
But couldn't come and use my printer.
Well, see, I didn't know that.
No, she couldn't, because we didn't have a cable.
This is true. We had to go and get a cable.
I'm confused.
That morning.
Did you guys have to print out all your appearances and put it on a board or something?
Yeah, like put them in a book.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, that's not the complete story. So I flew in March, as you know, Chloe. And then this lady here picked me up from the airport. That was all well and good. And it was the day before she was having to go on stage, and she hadn't actually done her forms yet. And she needed to print them out. And she thought she'd been clever by bringing a printer, a Wi-Fi printer. She didn't have a cable, and Wi-Fi printers don't work like that. they need a connection. So my first excursion in the UK was to go buy a printer cable. It was a really expensive one too.
It was. Yeah. The things you do for pageants. Spend £30 on a cable.
Oh God! So obviously the Ms people, like to come first and second. Organisation is not
not needed. No, it's not needed.
Not a requirement.
You guys are the champions of just making it up on the spot. Which, to be fair, is that's an actual skill as well. When things don't go according to plan, a lot of people just collapse and panic. So obviously you do know how to just get on with it, which is a very big skill to have. Annette Twentyman, Claire, has said, "Claire, so proud. I'm your biggest fan mum."
Oh,
That's
my
so
mama.
cute.
Hey, Mum.
That's so sweet.
Honestly, she's so great. She's the biggest, like my biggest fan. But she said next year she's not coming to watch because she can't handle it anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
my mum also said the same, and she didn't come, and I won. So might be lucky.
That's like saying your mum's a bad luck charm. If you don't come, it's lucky, which means your mum's a bad luck charm.
Yeah, can you imagine? Excuse me, could you just maybe not come? I couldn't do that.
My mum was like, Dan, I've had enough. I can't do it anymore. I ain't coming this time. I'm really sorry. Good luck. I was like, cheers, Mum. Thanks. And I called her. I was like, Mum, guess what? She was like, oh, what? You won. I saw it on Facebook. Well done. I was like, cheers.
I wonder if she was watching my stream, because I was streaming from there. My arms are still sore from holding.
Maybe. I don't know. She probably was just refreshing my page. She's old school. She's probably just refreshing my page to see if I've been tagged in anything.
She's not that old school. You won. I know. I've seen it on Facebook. That is so fun.
I know.
Oh, news, yeah.
I know.
Claire, Annette has said, I will be there.
Aww.
Oh,
That's it. You've got it in writing now. It's saved. You can't go back on your word now.
It's live. It's out there for all eternity. Claire, I've asked a few people this. How does it feel re-entering when you've been first runner-up? Because I've always thought of it as probably the hardest one to do, because there's only one way up and everything else is kind of not up, which we might call down. Does that faze you at all, or is that not a consideration?
It wasn't, but the more I think about re-entering, I do keep having like little wobbles, because that's like the highest I've ever placed. I've always came like top 5, and I've never got to that point where I'm in the last 2. So for me, that moment, like I'd felt like I'd won, because so I wasn't like, I was just buzzing because I was up there, and you know, I'd got to do something I'd never done before, and I've been competing for 10 years. So like that is like, it was just everything. So and it's not till now that I've decided, you know, I'm definitely re-entering, I'm definitely going, that I'm like, oh well, what if I don't get to that? Is it going to bother me? Am I going to enter with a different mindset because I came first? I don't know. It's a bit. See, I enter because I just love it. I do just love it. I'm not, win or lose, like I always have a blast, and that's why I love Galaxy so much. Because it's just the whole year, the whole run up's just so much fun. So I've just got to blank that out and pretend that like last year didn't happen. This is a fresh one. Go again.
What other pageant systems have you competed in, Claire?
So I've competed in Galaxy 3 times.
Yeah.
I've competed in Intercontinental, International, Miss GB. So I competed in Miss International, Miss Intercontinental 3 times.
That's incredible.
And technically, the year that I competed, when they just started International along with Intercontinental, I was actually too old for International, so I didn't qualify for that. Only Intercontinental, but yeah, and that's another thing as well. I've always placed top 5, and I always think if I had entered the years that they'd done the Power Pageant, I'd have a crown by now.
Oh, I know.
But you know, things happen for a reason, don't they? And obviously, it's not my time yet.
Well, I mean, if anyone, Claire, can help you with that, it's that one there. I mean, she's competed for 10 years and she often says that she's lost a lot more times than she's won. So if you need any like emotional support as to what it feels like to go through that journey, just talk to that one.
Exactly.
I try not to think about the placing too much. Like, you just have to know that you've done everything in your power in the run up to get across to everyone that you are deserving of it, and then the rest of it is just fun. Like,
like
don't stress yourself out too much with the placing part of it. Just enjoy it. I was ready to be your first runner up in that moment as well. I was just like,
there's a
could
clip.
go either way.
There's a clip, I think it's like the Galaxy highlights, and you can see there's me and you, and we're like holding hands, and we're going, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you. No, it's you.
Oh.
We bonded so much during that day as well, because
We did.
I feel like we hadn't really spoken much in the run up, and I'd spoken to a lot of the other Miss girls, but I don't know, I just had this like magnetism to you. I felt like, because obviously we've both been in this industry for a long time, and I've got so much respect for you, and then like your banter just came out, and I was just like, right, I'm sticking with this one, she's cool. And we had so much fun, even backstage with the madness. We even like were dressed as the bloody bride and groom. And that was
I saw that one where Danielle's like kneeling. You're kneeling, looking like
No,
you're
I was
proposing.
kneeling.
No,
Right?
she was, and
Oh,
she was
you
wearing the
kneeled.
tightest sequin suit, and I was just
Like,
like,
I
oh,
couldn't
God,
bend
oh God, don't
down.
rip it, don't rip it, don't rip it. And that was one of my favourite pictures, and you can even see, I think there's Rachel in the background smiling as well. It was just a really nice moment.
Yeah.
It's really cute. We had some banter backstage, which is really important. So, yeah,
I think we did all day though. It was, like you said, it was strange because like we've both been in pageants for 10 years now. We've never really yeah, there we go, that's it.
Oh.
so cute.
Yeah, you can see my knees not
Horrible.
actually on the ground because I could not get any further.
That looks really tight.
That was a
Claire.
tight suit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be bending down any more than that. And you're doing it in those heels. Jeez, that's some quad strength and core strength right there.
Oh, memories. But yeah, like me and Dan, like we've never really spoken, even in the 10 years. And the year that Danielle handed over her grand title, I was one of the judges on the Power Pageant. So we have like crossed, but we've never really spoke. And then that day, like we saw each other, and it was as if we'd always been friends. Like, it was just it was the strangest thing, wasn't it? We were just like,
It really is.
hi! And then that was the rest is history.
And I was like, how's the kids? Like, yeah. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? When you meet like soul sisters, that even though you might not have like spoken to them much, but you just vibe with people.
Yeah, I think everyone that I've interviewed in pageants has certain people that they've connected with more so than others. Obviously, you make a lot of acquaintances, then you make some friends, and then you meet some people who you just, you're going to stay in touch with, hopefully, for the rest of your life. I mean, Chloe is very close with Nadia, who we had on last week.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of the best things about pageantry is the people you meet. I'm just noticing that Claire's coffee mug, we're doing the branding today. I've got the Galaxy International. Claire has a Queen Bee pageant.
Oh, wow.
There she is.
Beth's got merch.
That's my girl.
Love that. I'm just here with my pint of Ribena.
I have really good Fanta lemon.
You're so bougie.
Chloe, did you not learn from last time you drank a carbonated drink whilst
I
through
did.
a straw?
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to damage my teeth, so I always drink any fizzy drinks.
I know. I'm just saying through a straw, it carbonates it more.
Yeah. So you'll see me muting a lot in the next 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Just make sure you remember when it's muted and not, because if you get it wrong, we won't hear anything you say. All we'll hear is the burps.
Fanta limon.
That's such a fancy.
That's like my holiday drink.
Me too.
Yeah,
Every time.
definitely.
Well, on holiday, working from home. Guys, how is, I'll go to Claire first. How have you been dealing with lockdown? Because here in Australia, to give you an idea, yesterday was 35 degrees Celsius. out of
Ooh.
nowhere. It was just stinking hot, which I'm glad for. But you guys, obviously, you're still in lockdown. So, Claire, how has life been in lockdown for you?
This time round, it's not really affecting me as much because I'm still working from home. The kids are still at school and at nursery. So we've still got that routine and that normality of, you know, it's just basically anything that's fun, like going out for a meal or getting your nails or your hair done, that you can't do any of that. A lot of, like, all the supermarkets and everything are still open, and it's a bit more miserable this time around because it's winter. So where before you could be out in the garden and doing the garden, and, you know, the kids could be in the paddling pool and you can entertain them that way, it's chucking it down with rain outside now. So it's, not as great.
Not paddling pool weather at the moment in the UK.
Well, I could try, but
hypothermia.
The paddling pool will probably be full as it is from rainwater, so it's there if you want it. The weather-wise. Chloe, how are you dealing? What's lockdown like where you're at? Are you locked down or not?
Yeah, we're still locked down, but the hair salons and stuff open on Friday. So hopefully that paves the way for hopefully restaurants and stuff opening, because you do feel really bad for the local businesses as well. It must be so tough for them having to stay closed for so long. And then when they did open up, they'd obviously put the staff in, bought the stock in, just to be told that they were closing again. So, but then at the same time, you don't want to put the people at risk as well. So it's just kind of
both sides.
Yeah, I sympathize with both sides so much, but not even so much for me going out. I don't even mind not going out or not going for dinner or anything like that. But I just worry for the businesses and the people that's suffering because of that. But yeah, I just hope to see a change soon.
Yeah, fingers crossed. There was news, I just read it this morning, that another vaccine, I can't remember which pharmaceutical company, but they've announced that they've had a 95% efficacy rate.
Wow.
So there's a 90%, there's a 95%. So, you know, all fingers crossed. Because at this stage, I was having this conversation with one of my friends. I don't think we can really rely on people to do the right thing, because there's always going to be one person who's just selfish and does something stupid. And unfortunately, with this virus being as contagious as it is, all it takes is one person to be selfish, and then a whole country has to lock down again. So I really think at this rate, we're hanging for a vaccine before we can go anywhere near normal. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I do the testing and there's no ill side effects, but a 90% and a 95%, things are looking up towards the tail end of this year. Danielle went to visit, speaking of small businesses, as Danielle calls her, the sexy mechanic, otherwise known as Miss UK Galaxy, because her parents own an Italian restaurant.
Which is amazing, by the way.
I know, I so want to go, because I follow
good.
them. And it's like the only restaurant I follow. So I'll be looking, and then I'll see like spaghetti meatballs or lasagna, and I'm like, start drooling. So yeah, but they opened and then shut and then opened and then like we're shut for take. It's like
I feel so sorry for Olivia and her family. They've gone for a real corona coaster with this. So now it's having to get back to the deliveries, and
it's tough.
It's just it is really tough.
So if you would like your pizza delivered by Miss Galaxy UK and you're in the can you imagine what it'd be like if you're in Glasgow and
for crown on?
I know, she should do that. She should have done that for Halloween, worn her crown and sash, and then gone around doing pizza deliveries.
That's actually a great charity event, like for her to be delivering pizzas for charity, and then
actually,
with her crown.
We could have it like a telethon. We could do a 24-hour telethon and see how many pizzas we can get delivered by pageant queens within 24 hours for the profits for charity. I think that would actually work. I know Olivia would be down for that. But Danielle, you're in Wales at the moment, right? So how's lockdown in Wales? Because it keeps getting me confused. So we've had England, we've had Ireland. What's happening in Wales?
Wales is no longer in lockdown. So our restaurants are opening back up. So we had a lockdown prior to England, and it was a 2-week lockdown. So we've had that. We opened up last week. So I was able to go out for a nice dinner on Saturday. Sorry to rub it in, guys. but it was
Aw.
needed. But other than that, I haven't really been out anyway, so I'm still considering myself in lockdown. The only places that I'm going are to Tesco to buy groceries and my runs. I'm not going anywhere else. Like, I'm well overdue a haircut now. Like, I can't remember the last time I had my haircut.
Jesus.
And my
It's
nails
beautiful, though.
are, please, can we just witness how bad my nails are? So I do actually
They
need
look
to
good.
book it.
The nails look good in the light. It might be the light. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't want to swear at the camera, but my two middle fingers are definitely popped off.
I painted mine in again.
And there's some serious growth here,
I've
guys.
just taken
Look,
mine off. I've none. I've got the bare nails at the minute.
I have the most sensitive nail beds as well. So sorry to get girly on you, Adrian, but
No.
they're like
I remember when I interviewed Imogen Chapman, and she said how much she hated getting her nails done because when they get it wrong and they go too far, and even though I have never had it done, I'm just like, oh, that just
yeah. So,
when they go.
but I haven't actually found a good nail place. But now they are open up here. But there's only like 2 places on Treatwell in the whole of Cardiff, and that's like my go-to to use. So I do actually need to get out and explore and find where I need to find like a dentist, a nail person, a hairdresser, all that type of.
I know where a
thing.
health food store is, and I know lots of castles, but I don't know.
Yeah. So
And
I
you
need
still don't
to
have the Doctor
just
Who
respond.
exhibition anymore.
I missed
Aw.
that actually. Yeah, because I was in
sad.
Cardiff. It was by the bay where they actually shot.
Yeah.
Who, and I never
They have like
see
a
that.
wall there because is it the actor that played was from Cardiff, and they're very proud of that. And his character died, so they have like a memorial. Even though the actor is still alive, they have like a memorial wall for his character
Or was
on
it?
Cardiff Bay.
It
Was
wouldn't
it
be
not the writer, Russell T Davies? Is he not? No.
Might be. I don't know. I'm not a Doctor Who. I was going to say Doctor Fu then. I just showed you I'm
Doctor
not,
Who.
I'm not a Doctor
Yeah,
Who
Dr. Fu
fan, unfortunately.
P5O.
where the coronavirus came from, Fuhan. Okay, so
But we're
that's
not in
Wales.
a lockdown anymore, so that's good at least, kind of. But I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. Does anyone know if numbers are actually coming down in the UK? Are they?
I haven't looked recently,
I
to be
hope
fair, in the past
so.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I just hope you guys are open again for Christmas. Like things are back to normal. Otherwise, it's going to be a very, very miserable Christmas locked inside with a UK winter and nothing else.
Stuck at home for Christmas.
Human jukebox,
I'm stuck.
human jukebox strikes again.
Stuck at home for Christmas. Yeah.
Literally.
March.
But they've extended furlough until, was it March or April?
Yeah.
So it doesn't inspire much
What does
confidence,
that
really, does
say?
it?
Yeah. It looks like.
What I don't understand is how the UK government, what was that, like, eat and, like, go out and eat? Like, they were encouraging
You'd
people
like to help out, yeah.
Yeah. But then all the numbers spiked. I'm like, didn't anyone, like, am I missing something? Didn't someone think that through? Like, if you encourage everyone to go out and eat in the middle of a pandemic, the numbers are going to spike. Am I missing something here? Because that doesn't sound like an intelligent decision.
I heard a rumor that it's coming back.
They eat out and help out or corona.
Yeah, that.
But what? They go hand in hand, literally.
Yeah.
I understand eat out, like helping out the businesses, but if
Yeah.
everyone gets corona again, then everything is shut down. So
Mhm.
What I found funny was the eat out to help out only worked if you actually ate in the restaurant. It didn't work on takeaway. I think they should probably do it the other way round and encourage
Yeah.
to have more money off of takeaways than eating
Yeah,
That was
in.
the
think, wouldn't
silliest
you?
thing ever. Yeah.
Because then you're encouraging more business, but people are staying
Safe.
at home still and
Yeah.
safe. Yeah, so
super spreaders.
they'll have to hire a few more delivery people. But other than that,
You guys
I
have
think
Uber
that
Eats,
works.
right? You've got
Yeah.
Uber Eats. Okay.
I don't
So,
get anything down in Donegal.
As I say, we've only just got Uber Eats at one McDonald's, and they only deliver in that town. So, like, if you live in any of the villages, you don't get it. So, yeah, if you live outside of Whitehaven, you're not getting no McDonald's delivered.
Yeah,
Okay.
when they opened the McDonald's after lockdown, wasn't it the most random McDonald's they reopened? They reopened them in such random areas where no one went to.
Yeah. It was like
Yeah.
all Peterborough. It was like 8
I was
McDonald's
going to
in
say they
Peterborough.
opened loads, didn't they, in one spot?
Yeah.
I don't understand. So Claire doesn't really have Uber Eats. Chloe has nothing.
No, nothing.
Let's just talk about restaurants. Maybe this will help. Maybe we can give them a shout out. So let's talk about think about your favorite restaurants to go to that are somewhere local to you. Like Claire, if you want to dine out, what's your favorite sort of local restaurant?
Mine would either be the Wild Olive, which is like a little Italian, very rustic, everything's pizza oven, really nice. Or maybe a place called Flavor, which is like tapas.
Ooh,
So they'd probably be yeah.
I do like a good tapas.
It's beautiful. It's so good. The only problem is you're like, I want that, and then you roll
Stacked
out
up with
at the end of the
everything.
night.
You always go, it's small bowls, it's fine. But when you have 5,000 small bowls, it still kind of adds up. I've had tapas for so long. Now I'm hungry. Okay. Italian and tapas. Those are good choices. Chloe, what have you got? Where are your favorite restaurants?
So locally in Donegal, in the area where I live, there's this beautiful restaurant called the Railway Tavern, and it's gorgeous. It's very old-fashioned, and it's a steakhouse, and it's absolutely beautiful. And they do crispy cabbage, which I absolutely love. And yeah, it's really, really good. And we've also got a little place in Donegal called the Red Door, and they do the most beautiful afternoon tea, but they also do beautiful meals as well, like steaks and everything, really. They're beautiful. And then in my hometown, Derry is the best place for restaurants. We have so many amazing restaurants, and they're all very reasonable priced, and the portions are great. We've got like Fitzroy's, Key West, the Bentley, like there's so many. The City Olive, like I could name off restaurants in Derry all day long because it is the best place for eating.
It's making me really hungry now. My mouth is watering. It's bad. I have to. And thank you for not mentioning the Chinese restaurant in Derry. I was for sure.
Oh yeah, the Mandarin Palace. I love the Mandarin Palace. It's so nice. That's where I went for my birthday. And I got a little fortune cookie.
What was a fortune?
I can't remember.
Help me, I'm trapped in a fortune cookie factory. Or you get the wrong side. I don't know, do you fortune cookies always have something printed on the other side that says this insert has a protective coating?
No.
So the fortune cookies here always have, well, they used to have your fortune on one side, and then on the other side it would say this insert has a protective coating. So I would take my Australian friends to Chinese restaurants, and they would give us fortune cookies. And I'd always see my Australian friends be really confused, saying, my fortune says this insert has a protective coating. Turn it around. Now they print out the lotto numbers on the back, which is probably...
Oh, I think that's what I got, actually. Now that I remember, I think that is what I got. I actually took a picture of it, but I didn't do anything about it.
Oh, you could have been a millionaire.
Yeah, this is maybe a sign. This is a sign that it's been brought
maybe
up. You need to find them numbers.
I actually have... Yeah, I think I actually have
this is the moment to put them numbers on.
I'll see if I can find it. You've kept it was March.
You've kept a fortune around for 8 months. That's a long time. I'm going to go across to Danielle. So Danielle, you're a bit of a foodie, right? Where are your favourite restaurants?
Oh,
see, you can go to London. I know you're in Wales at the moment, so forget Wales for a sec. London. Hit us up with the London.
Oh my gosh. It depends. Literally anything you want, you can get. She spelled it. Don't share it. We're all gonna win it.
There was a spelling mistake on it, and it's funny.
It's Chinese. It's Chinese. Of course it has a spelling mistake. Haven't you heard of what Chinglish is? Chinglish is that English that you find in Chinese restaurants, especially on their menus, when there's always hilarious spelling mistakes.
Yeah, right. So I put it on my Instagram story anyway, back back when I got it, and it said the ultimate test of a relationship is to disagree, but to hold hands, like whole. And I put
Hold
little holes
hands.
on my hands, and then underneath.
Yeah. My
Aw.
brother sent me one that was in English. It was hilarious. Chloe, get on that. You've got your little numbers there. Might as well. Danielle, sorry.
Yeah.
Places to eat in London. I will give you the floor for 10 minutes whilst you go on your rant.
It really depends what you fancy. There's so much. If you want to go for afternoon tea, there is thousands of places to go. There's the Ritz, there's Sketch, there's Claridge's.
All right, let me help you out.
Is Sketch the one with the toilets?
That's Sketch. The one with the
Yeah.
egg toilets. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Sketch.
That looks so cool.
The what?
They're shaped like eggs. And it has like a disco floor, all different coloured tiles.
What, in the toilets?
Yeah. There's if you put in Sketch London on Instagram, you'll see all the pictures. Everyone and their dog has had pictures in Sketch toilets. It's the only place where it's socially acceptable to take pictures in the bathroom.
I would rather go to a
Everyone and their
restaurant with a good food, not because I'm excited to visit the toilet.
Well, people do. The Ivy is something that's quite sentimental to me that I go to quite a lot. There's loads of Ivies now. Recently I saw there's 30 Ivies that have now popped up in the UK.
Yeah.
That's confusing.
Yeah,
We have one in Dublin as well.
Yeah, there's
Beautiful.
loads of them now. It's really been franchised. And it's funny because my old next door neighbour used to be the head chef at the Ivy in I think like the original one. And I used to be fascinated. I was like, oh my God, what celebrities were in today? You know, and now it's like this big franchise, but that's like holds quite a lot of sentimental value in my heart. But there's everything. I know a really great Peruvian place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Peruvian food. There's loads of fusion, sushi, you know, there's so much. Like to narrow it down to like a couple of favorites is very difficult. It depends entirely what you're
Peruvian food. That's one thing I do like. I used to be more of a foodie. Now, obviously, with Corona, it's not really able to happen. But also, eating out, the prices just got a bit stupid here. So in Australia, a lot of the fine dining restaurants like Ramsay, like Blumenthal, and Jamie Oliver, in fact, not that that's really fine dining, but they all closed. Oh no, I mean Jamie Oliver was more family, right? Whereas Blumenthal spend like $200 or $300 per person for like a 10-course degustation. But I love going to sample cuisines that I've never had. So like when you say Peruvian, that immediately piques my interest because I did
so good.
There was like Israeli food I tried once. Like there was something like with these dips, Lebanese, and it was amazing.
Lebanese is massive in London. Lebanese,
never had before.
Ethiopian food as well is another one that's quite taken off because it's mainly plant based and there's a big rise of vegans. I think everywhere, but particularly in London. So Ethiopian food is really taken off. There's just so much. There's so many brunch places as well. Like I swear, after Corona's over and done with, all people are going to be doing is those bottomless brunches to make up for lost time socializing.
What's a bottomless brunch?
A bottomless brunch would traditionally happen at the weekend, so usually on a Saturday. Chloe's smiling because she's definitely been to a few. You'd arrive, you know, around between 11 and 1 p.m., 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., and then you would have brunch. So you would have like, you know, avocado toast, pancakes. Sometimes you can have like full-on meals. I've been to Bagatelle, which is one of my favorite places. And basically afterwards, after you've eaten your food, I've forgotten the key part. You get bottomless prosecco or champagne, depends what one you go for, and it is
or mimosas or
whatever you select. They just keep topping it up, and as you can imagine, it gets pretty crazy. And eventually, by 3 o'clock, you're all raving, partying as if you're in a nightclub, and it's great because you can go home, stumble home at like 6 or 7 p.m. pass out, and then if you done it on a Sunday, then you can go to work the next day without having a hangover.
Because you started
Revolutionary.
early.
Yeah. So that's a big thing in London.
See, but
I know
up north we call it a bottomless Brinner.
Brinner.
Oh, really?
Oh, like a brunch and
I'm
dinner.
winding you up.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought that was actually a thing then. I'm so gullible.
I believed it as well.
I can see why you would call it bottomless, not because the glass is bottomless, but because by the time you've had that much, there's probably a few people who have become bottomless. Yeah, I say this because a friend of mine yesterday, I won't disclose her name, she's a real estate agent. And as I said, it was 35 degrees. And she messaged me saying that she had been working at a house. So she was doing what's called a vacation report, which is you got to report on the state of the house to make sure the previous tenants have left it in a good nick, right? So she's doing it, and there's no one else there, and also the electricity has been turned off because no one's paying the bill anymore. It's really, really hot up on the Gold Coast, which is like Sydney, but really humid. So she just decided to take her shoes off and decided to take her skirt off. I don't know why. Basically, she decided to work in her underwear because there's no one else in the house.
That's one way to sell a house.
There's no one else in the house, right? And then knock, knock, knock. She goes around to the door. There's a utility person who's come, I guess, to take the readings from the previous tenant. And she's opened the door and she's just dressed in her underwear. And she was bottomless. So when you say bottomless brunch, that's now the image I have in my mind. She's a very good looking girl as well. So I said, well, he must have enjoyed it. Apparently, she just told the story and then went to get change. And he was just like standing there going, yes, it's very hot, isn't it? I'm just like, oh. It could only happen to her. But Claire, hang on, just back up for a second. Are you one of those people who confuses lunch and dinner?
I don't confuse it. It's breakfast.
Which way is it?
Breakfast.
Yeah.
Dinner. Tea.
No. Dinner is like dinner. It has to be at least 5 p.m. before you can have dinner. Unless it's a Sunday. I'll have my dinner at like 1 or 2 on a Sunday.
What is wrong with all you people? Why do you confuse? Like, there are 5,000 different accents in the UK. For a meal, there are 5,000 different things of calling it. I'm like, oh, I don't. And the different places. Oh, okay. So Claire's a dinner. Chloe's a lunch. Danielle, which way do you go on this?
I'm a lunch. I think we need to get the Queen to come out and confirm.
She's gonna say lunch, isn't she? Southerners.
Oh, okay. So it's lunch a posh thing, is it? And dinner is how the real people do it.
But then tea should be afternoon tea, which is around about 3 o'clock.
But is afternoon not 12?
After 12, yeah.
Isn't tea what you drink, not what you eat?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you see why people who learn English as a second language just go poof. I feel sorry for them. Anyway, yeah, we can have that.
I know I can understand the confusion because some people call the lunch ladies dinner ladies.
Yeah, I call them dinner ladies.
Well, there you go. See, so we're right. Dinner ladies. Thank you.
What are lunch ladies?
But lunch ladies.
No, we don't.
Are the ladies that work in the school at lunchtime?
No,
that's a dinner lady. That's a dinner lady.
That's a northern thing.
Yeah, but I
call the lunch ladies dinner ladies, even though they're serving lunch.
Yeah, but they're the dinner ladies.
The dinner ladies, which clears up the breakfast, dinner, tea.
They're dinner ladies, even though they're serving lunch.
No, I still call lunch, but I call the dinner ladies dinner ladies.
Oh, you need to have
I just contradict myself, don't I?
This is like, when is a chair, and when is it a seat? Like, what's the difference? Because you have like a car seat, but not a car chair.
Yeah, a chair has legs,
and you'll have a high chair, but not a high seat. What's it? When's it a chair? When's it a seat?
A chair when it has legs.
Yeah.
And a seat when it doesn't
It's
when
attached
it's
to
more
something.
So, like
yeah,
closed
so it's
in.
your seat on a plane, it's your seat on a bus, it's a seat
Yeah,
in a
but
car.
a seat on a plane has legs. It's not on the floor.
Not 4 legs.
So it should be a plain chair.
No.
A plain chair. Do you when you say to someone, "Oh, take a seat over there," or do you say, "Take a chair over
Pull up
there"?
a chair. Pull up a chair.
Or
Take
pull
a
up a
seat.
chair.
Do you guys say a dressing gown or a house coat?
Dressing
Gown.
It's a house
And
coat.
we can agree on that and just leave it all there.
A house coat.
What's so funny?
That makes me think of like a smoking jacket, like a velvet.
A house
kinda-
coat.
It's my house.
Look
It's
at
a
me.
scary
But just
thing.
go to get
In my house coat.
In my
coat
house,
on.
yes.
That
Every-
sounds so posh. No, a dressing gown.
Sorry.
A house coat.
Yeah, it's a house coat.
A house. I still can't do my
It's a
Irish accent.
coat.
House coat.
Oh, we're in the house.
A house coat.
It's also what you call it when you paint your house, a coat of paint. A house coat.
Is that when
Adrian's
you
been
name-
learning.
So you
I've
name
been
things
trying
after
to
what
learn
they
an Irish
do.
accent. Hoist.
It's like the Welsh call
No.
microwave. The Welsh call a microwave a
Poppity
poppity ping.
Poppity ping.
Yeah, my granny calls a microwave a Mickey wave.
A Mickey.
Yeah.
Okay. For clarification, I speak English. I don't know what these people are speaking. Like, how can we have so many arguments about basic things? The other thing that really confuses me is the name of English dishes. What is a toad in the hole? And why would I want to eat a toad? And what's it doing in a hole?
Yorkshire pudding, sausages. That's all you need to know.
A toad in a hole is...
It's Yorkshire pudding with sausages in, and then
So the whole
mash
is...
and gravy. The
doesn't
hole's
look like
the
a
Yorkshire.
toad.
The little toads are the sausages, and the hole's the Yorkshire pudding.
Sausages don't look like toads. Why is it called a...
They might have been rounder back in the day when it was named.
There might have been toads back in the day when
They might have actually put real toads in there.
I can't. And what's that? Knickerbocker Glory. What's that?
Or Knickerbocker ice cream.
I thought knickerbockers are like underwear or something. Something like underwear. It's ice cream. Just ice cream.
Yeah, it's a nice like
A big
layers,
tower of
big
ice cream.
fancy.
Oh my god, I've just got really excited.
A tower of ice cream.
Andrea Jabal just shared my story. She won my yeah, I love her. She's ultimate queen.
Oh no!
She just shared my story and just sent me a message. How sweet.
What she said? Can you see?
She said, I don't know if I'm going to go off. She said,
You'll be fine.
she said, "Oh my god, I love you and your energy. Thank you so much." And then she shared my story. So cute. How cute is she?
That's
so basically,
really nice.
I've been running a style tournament for who wore the best interview outfit for Miss USA 2020, and Andrea, who is Miss New York USA,
I
won
love
it.
her.
She's amazing, right? Her walk is just next level.
Amazing, yeah.
And she won the style tournament, so I want to get a little award made up for her. And I want to do a few more style tournaments as well. So I've put a little suggestion box over on my Instagram stories. So if anyone's got any suggestions on what we should do a style tournament on next.
Instagram or yours?
Yep.
The
On the Pageant Stylist Instagram. It's in the stories. And I'm trying to think of like what to do a tournament on yet. Ideally, something where there's not 51 candidates. That would be great because it took the longest time to get through it. So maybe
You're
like
up at 5 a.m. Stop complaining. You need something to do.
But we got there in the end. So yeah, Andrea won it. So yeah, and she just messaged me back. She's so sweet.
Is that up on your story now?
It is up on my story now. Yes.
You can have a look. Let's have a look at the stories. What's happening in the stories?
So I'm doing a little review. I've been reviewing. So my TikTok, I'm basically reviewing all of the gowns from Miss USA, and I'm on Colorado.
Amazing. I love that. You look so cute in the videos.
Thanks. So in those they're positive reviews. I'm never going to bash anyone's gown because that would just be so mean. So in there, I really highlight parts that I really like, and then maybe things that I might do differently from a stylist point of view. And it's all completely personal to me. And a lot of the girls that I've already posted, they've been like, thank you so much, like, for your honesty. I love the review. So it's been nice to have the feedback from the girls as well. And I'm always so scared in case like I insult anyone, because your gown is so personal. It's like, that is your moment. Do you know what I mean? That's a dream. That's everyone's dream moment. So you don't ever want to like be nasty, regardless of your opinion on it, whether you'd wear it or not. But all the gowns, they're all Sherry Hill couture and custom, so they're all spectacular. But yeah, I'm kind of giving a different insight in how I would style it. So for example, you just seen Colorado, I would have put her hair up for that look because you can't actually see the straps on the gown, or I would have taken her hair off of her shoulders so you could see more of like her clavicle. But I only have 60 seconds to get that all across, so yeah, I just said I would put her hair up.
Very nice. Okay, glad to hear that it's going well.
I've bitten off the massive task of reviewing all 51 state gowns. So
get on it. That's why you're waking up at 5 a.m. to review gowns.
Yeah.
Just to backtrack for a sec, people were getting in on the whole argument we were having about how to speak English properly. Jordan Dwyer has here said chairs when it has legs and a seat is in a car and a plane. She's also said dressing gown, not house coat. Coulthard has also said dressing gown.
Dressing gown.
Dressing gown. No one's heard of house coats.
It's literally a dairy thing.
Dairy sounds crazy.
Oh, here's a good one.
Jordan has said, do you call it a remote or a controller or remote control? Danielle?
A remote.
Remote control or remote. Or we call it the flicker in our house.
I was going to say, we call it the doodah.
The doodah. Give us the doodah.
The doodah.
Isn't doodah just like, we use that for when we don't know what to call it? Isn't that what a doodah is? Like,
doodah. Pass the doodah.
That's up there with thingamajig and what's it.
Thingamajig,
yeah. Kirsty has said all of the above or doofer.
Oh, the doofer, yeah.
What's a doofer?
What?
I know what a doofer
remote.
is.
A remote's a doofer.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
English is complicated. What can I say? All right. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Claire, what have you got coming up in between now and, let's say, Christmas?
Oh, between now and Christmas? Not a lot with lockdown, to be honest. Work. Everything pageant-wise is starting next year, so I'm booked in for February for training with Beth again.
Nice.
And I'm waiting to rebook with Charlotte. I could have got in December with Charlotte, but because it's a bit iffy with whether lockdown or carry on, I didn't want to, so close to Christmas, dedicate that time and then find myself, because I'm just so unorganised, find myself rushed that close to Christmas. So it's going to be a nice chilled run up to Christmas, and then all the panic will start after that.
When are you going to find out about Galaxy from Holly?
Hopefully in the next couple of weeks for the first runners up, and then it's end of November to commemorate the date. It'll be a year until the finals because they're end of November. She's put dates out now, so that's exciting.
Exciting.
Right. Internationals, Danielle, July, August?
Beginning of August, first week of August. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Still in Chicago?
Still in Chicago.
Okay, good. I can get
Still getting that pizza.
That's what I care about. Jordan has said a doofer. I've never heard of that one.
Neither. I
speak
haven't
English.
either.
I don't know what these guys speak. It's not what I speak. Let's put it that way. Maybe Australian. Chloe, what have you got coming up in the next week?
So I've got Miss Universe Ireland plans. We've been doing little tasks, and we will be having our final in December as well. So that's exciting. Like, the past few weeks have flown by in the blink of an eye. So yeah, that time is approaching, and I'm excited. And the girls are so sweet, and we've been having so much fun in our little group chat as well. And yeah, we've just been having a great time, and we've just been really enjoying this experience. So I'm excited to see the next step with that.
Any word on top 6 when it's being announced?
No, we haven't got word on that yet, but I do believe that we are all going to, initially we were all going to, once the top 6 was announced, they were going to post like their videos of swimwear and gown, but I think we're all going to get that chance to do that now, which is amazing because
Good.
that's part of the fun and the experience in a pageant is wearing your gown and wearing your swimsuit. So it's a lovely feeling to know that we're all going to experience that feeling. So I'm excited.
Yeah, 12 is not too bad anyway, so might as well all give all the girls a chance to strut their stuff.
Yeah.
Danielle, what have you got coming up over the next week?
I have been doing a social media course, so I am looking to complete that. Also reviewing rest of the 51 state gowns. That might take up quite a large chunk of my week. Running, getting up at 5. That's about it, really. Job searching as well. Like, I don't want to succumb to it, but I might have to keep looking out there. Or I need to book in a few more shoots, so I have to rebook shoots.
As I told you, I think I applied for a position for the first time ever. The very first job I worked out of uni, I did work at a company. It was a 9 to 5, but I made that position because basically I said, you should hire me because I can do this. They were like, well, actually, yeah, that's a good idea. And I did that, I think 2 or 3 times where I said, I'll work for free to show you I know what I'm talking about. And then I got hired. And then everything else I've done for myself. So I've never actually applied to work. I've never applied for a position that exists. So that was a first. And I haven't touched my CV. And put it this way, if it was in paper, it would have had cobwebs on it. It was very, very old. But it doesn't hurt to apply for jobs. I think it's good because when you look at your CV, you're like, okay, I need to strengthen this area or strengthen that area. So I think
I quite like to pick up some like contract work here and there. Maybe I'm definitely still a commitment phobe, so contract work is good for me right now until I find something that I really enjoy and maybe I might want to stick around in.
Yeah. Well, you also don't know, like the pageant stylist hopefully blows up or something comes from that. So you want to keep your options open.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I need to book in.
Crossed. Yeah.
I'll have to book in for Galaxy, won't I?
Absolutely. No, I've had a lot of interest, which has been amazing. I've had a lot of international interest, which is even more exciting. I have the potential to be, dressing people in, overseas, America, Asia. So I feel like, especially the Americans, they really value and invest in pageantry a little bit more than the UK. In the UK, we're hustlers over here. We're all like trying to get sponsorship left, right, and centre from all sorts of brands. Like that's just how we roll. But in America, it's been going on for a while, and people really see the value in it. So hopefully people see the value in what I'm putting out there. And trust in me to help. So fingers crossed it does blow up. And then also I need to focus on my photography side as well. So hence I don't want too much commitment because I want to be a little bit more flexible for that.
Yeah, there's you've got a few things going on, but that's all good, being multi-passionate. I just want to quickly show you. I'll get Danielle to weigh in on this. This is Savannah, who won recently Teen Universe Teen Universe USA, who I've interviewed.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
The outfit,
Incredible.
I can't really see her up close.
Yeah, is it small on your screen? Is it?
Yeah, but she looks stunning. She always does. Like
her evening gown was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. What I did say though, I know she's going for a teen title. I thought the dress was a little bit more mixed.
Yeah,
but she can pull it off because she has just a smile that lights up the room and such an innocent aura about her as well. Like she has like a youthful aura that she can pull off. One of those, like a red gown with a high slit, she can still pull that off and still look like a teen because of her aura. But I thought she looked phenomenal. She always does. Like I've been a big fan of her since she was Miss Georgia Teen USA. And I was rooting for her for Miss Teen USA. I think if you go through my Facebook back to like, was it 2008 or 2007? I'm all like, crown the peach, crown the peach.
Crown the peach. Georgia Peach.
Yeah. So I've been a big fan of her style, and I've watched her style journey through pageantry as well. So she's never put a foot out of place, that girl.
Yeah, there's some people who just know exactly how to dress, and she actually has her own boutique as well. I don't know how much time she'll have to put into it, but she has a few sort of more casual pieces that she's selling, and she said she can ship them internationally. So if anyone wants to get one of her pieces, then I think it's Miles of Styles. I think on Instagram, Miles of Styles. Shop Miles of Styles. A bit of play on words, but yeah, she's off to Nicaragua.
Oh wow!
I know nothing about for the internationals of Teen Universe. So, and I think that for her, I mean, obviously this is a big title, but I think that's probably just a stepping stone to something even bigger. She's doing amazingly well. But to your point, Danielle, yeah, the Americans are willing to invest in pageantry probably more so than anyone else, because for them it's a legitimate business. And if you win a big title, you become a genuine celebrity. Like Savannah, the first time I interviewed her, she said she would go out to dinner and she'd have like 2, 3, 5, 10 people all come up to her just during dinner, know who she was, which
it's crazy.
I've not seen that happen in any other country, even with big title holders. So that's what it's like in the US.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't surprise.
I remember Marissa. You've interviewed Marissa Butler. She's a current Miss Maine Earth USA, but she was a former Miss Maine USA. And she messaged me once. She was like, I managed to get a meal for free. She went out and ate out with her mum, and someone, I think the person that was serving her recognized her, and they managed to write off her bill. And I was like, damn, girl, you getting free dinners?
She's another one whose sense of style is just phenomenal.
She's fab, yeah.
And she's a really good person to interview as well. I have to try and get her on the podcast. She's a busy woman to lock down. Anyway, rather than fangirling over people's whose sense of fashion is amazing, let's hold it there. For myself, we'll have Megan Kenny on next week from Kiwi Land, who Chloe knows that I've interviewed. And she's been, I can't remember which one she's been. She's been with Grand, she's been Intercontinental, and she's run some pageants as well. I interviewed her and we talked about things that probably in retrospect we shouldn't have talked about, because we talked about politics and we talked about some of the stuff I don't like about certain systems, but that's what Meg does to you. So I have to make sure she's on her best behavior for next week. And then on this Sunday, speaking of New York, I've got an interview with Miss Teen New York Earth, Kelsey Sabawa. Sunday my time, it'll be Saturday your guys' time. So that's what's coming up for me for this week. Let's hold it there. Claire, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I think she's frozen.
She's breaking up.
This is a signal that we've been talking for too long. Claire, can you hear us?
Claire, you there?
Oh
well. We've lost Claire. We can see her, but she can't hear us. So, speak of the devil.
Bye.
Okay. Now it's just the fun house, the madhouse. So, Chloe and Danielle, thank you for your time.
Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Are you sure? I was going to say the feeling is mutual. Then I thought actually I shouldn't speak lies.
So you don't enjoy being on with us on a Monday night then?
Stay on. I need to ask you about the Velcro thing. Don't go anywhere. But guys, when you come home, we will see you next week. Hey, it's Adrian again. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to head up to pageantlaunch.com to join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you have to do is enter your email address. It's completely free. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with your friends and follow us on all our socials. Thanks, and see you next time.